Good evening and welcome to Freedom Baptist Church Kids Choir program, The Bible Tells Me So show. My name is Vita Sutton. I'm the director of the Kids Choir, and I have thoroughly enjoyed it for the past 6-7 years. And the kids have grown, and we've watched them age out, and some come in, and it's bittersweet when they do that, but we love it. The kids have done a great job this year, and I'm very proud of every one of them. So as they're getting in their places, I'm going to take the opportunity to say thank you to some people that made this happen, that helped make this happen. First of all, our guys up in the sound, I really challenged them this year. Mr. John is managing all the microphones, and there's quite a few of them. Mr. Brad is managing the 2 side screens. It's the first time we've done multiple screens, and Mr. Rick is managing the back one. So we got a lot going on up here, so hang with us. Let me see. Mr. Terry was gracious enough to fix our lights. I thank you for that very much. And our helpers, my assistants, Carly, Craig, Millie Fox, and Anna Savage have been here throughout the year, and I am very grateful for them. We recognized them yesterday in our practice and party, and this could not be a successful choir without help, trust me. But I thank you so much. There's a group of people I really, really, really want to say thank you to, and that's you as parents, because you bring these children, and without you guys bringing these children and working with them, this would not be possible. So if you have a choir member up here, I would like for you please to stand. These children want to give you a round of applause. So if you're a parent, and aren't they the sweetest? They're just the sweetest. All right, so without further ado, we are going to present to you The Bible Tells Me So show. 10 seconds to air. Places. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It's the show that tests your knowledge of the Bible. The show that tells you the wonderful promises in God's Word. A show that makes you glad to be a Christian. It's
The Bible Tells Me So show. The Bible Tells Me So show. Oh, it's the place to be. It's the show that shows you what the Bible guarantees. For your friends and family as we look into God's Word. Perhaps you'll find some promises you may not have heard. The Bible Tells Me So show. Oh, it's the place to be. It's the show that shows you what God's Word can be. Listen for the promises and then before long you'll have a firm foundation you can build your life on. The Bible Tells Me So show. Oh, it's the place to be. The Bible Tells Me So show. Oh, it's the place to be. The Bible Tells Me So show. Oh, it's the place to be. You'll see.
And now, your host for the Bible Tells Me So show, Richard Awesome.
Thank you, and welcome to the Bible Tells Me So show, the show that teaches us the promises in God's Word. As you know, all the questions on the Bible Tells Me So show are based on the world's greatest reference book, the Holy Bible. Aren't you glad that every word in the Bible is true? That in it, you can find hundreds of promises to build your life on.
Promises for me, promises for you. The Bible is a book of promises, every word is true. The stories that you read are stories to believe, and through them are great promises that He will
get our game started by bringing out our team captains for today's Bible Tells Me So show. Let's hear it for Shelby and Ben. We wish you both the best of luck as you lead your teams today. As you know, you choose 3 team members from our studio audience. So let's turn to them and find out who you'll choose.
Choose me. Choose me. I have to say excuse me, but the list will surely abuse me. Choose me. Oh, choose me. If you only would refuse me, if I'm losing, if you use me. Choose me. I'm the smartest, I'm the best. Heads above the rest. Choose me. If you only would refuse me, and then this will surely bruise me. Choose me. I know there are 39 books in the Old Testament.
I know there are 27 books in the New Testament.
I know there are 66 books in all.
Amazing, he didn't even need a calculator.
I can name 10 places of Egypt: water, blood, frogs, gnats, flies, cow, boils, hail, locusts, darkness, and death, firstborn.
I know the fruits of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. I can name the 12 apostles: Peter, Andrew, James, John, Philip, Bartholomew, Matthew, Thomas, Simon, and Judas. No wonder, I forgot him.
Choose me. I'm the smartest, I'm the best. Heads above the rest. Choose me. If you would refuse me, then the news would surely bruise me. Choose me.
I choose Kelsey, Mackenzie, and Ella.
And I'll choose Elliot, Micah, and Elijah.
Now that we have our girls team and boys team, it's time to begin our game. The object of the Bible Tells Me So show is to correctly answer the Bible question in each round. These questions will deal with a specific Bible promise. All points earned will be dedicated by our lovely scorekeeper. Please help me welcome her now, the one, the only, Meryl Carroll.
Hello, Richard.
Hello, Meryl. The highest score at the end of the game determines the winning team. Now let's bring up our captains to begin round 1 of the Bible Tells Me So show.
Richard, the Bible promise we'll be dealing with in round 1 is God forgives. We surveyed our studio audience and came up with the top 5 answers to the question, name a person in the Bible forgiven by God. Those answers are concealed on our Bible Tells Me So show game board. And the team which can correctly guess all 5 answers wins 50 points. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Don. Remember, the first person to hit their buzzer gets to answer the question. Ready?
Ready.
100 people were surveyed and the top 5 answers are on the board. Name a person in the Bible who is forgiven by God. Ben.
I can't think of anything.
5 seconds. Shelby.
David.
The answer is... The number 1 answer, probably because he had so much to be forgiven for. Will you play or pass?
Play.
We'll play.
Name a person in the Bible who is forgiven by God.
Peter.
Good answer.
Forgiven at least 3 times, as I recall. The answer is...
Peter.
Doing well, girls. Name a person in the Bible who is forgiven by God.
Mary Magdalene.
Good answer.
Let's see. The answer is...
Mary Magdalene.
2 answers left on the board. Ella, who would you say is a Bible person who is forgiven by God? Quickly, your time's almost up.
How about the prodigal son?
Good answer. Good answer.
The answer is
The prodigal son.
answer this question correctly and your team wins 50 points. But if you're wrong, the boys get a chance to steal. Name a person in the Bible who is forgiven by God.
Well, Mr. Awesome, I'm going to say the thief on the cross.
Let's see. Is it on the board? The answer is
Thief on the cross.
Meryl Carroll. What's our score?
Girls 50, boys nothing.
Too bad. Sorry doesn't get you any points.
Wait a minute, we've just been talking about how God forgives. Don't you understand?
Forgiving means forgetting, it means never then letting what's been done and torn into your mind. You must never hold a grudge, you never was it. Human loving, forgiving, and kind.
But as long as we are human, there will only be a few men who can really say that they forgive. Only God who loves us best will never fail the test of forgiving each and every day we live. He forgives and forgets when you ask him to forgive. He forgives and forgets when you ask him to forgive. God hates to see you fail him so, but if you do, you need to know he forgets and forgets when you ask him to forgive. We all do things we shouldn't, and you think the Father wouldn't want to claim us for all we have done. But as long as we repent and turn away from sins we sin, he will forgive and forget everyone. Knows God who isn't bad, he just says what is past is past. Still forgiving all our sins is best. Yes, we'll have a brand new start, 'cause God will do his part. Never just as far as east is from the west. He forgives and forgets when you ask him to forgive. He forgives and forgets when you ask him to forgive. God hates to see you fail, and so if you do, you need to know he forgives and forgets when you ask him to forgive. He forgives and forgets when you ask him to forgive. He forgives and forgets when you ask him to forgive. God hates to see you fail, and so hates to see you fail, and so but if you do, you need to know. You really need to know. He forgives and forgets when you ask him to forgive, and forgets when you ask him to forgive, and forgets when you ask him to forgive.
Hey, will you forgive me for getting mad at you? That's okay. Forget it.
Now let's bring up our next two contestants to begin round 2 of the Bible Tells Me So show.
In round 2, the Bible promise is God understands. Because God lived on earth as Jesus, he experienced every feeling and emotion that we have. 6 common emotions are listed on our game board. Your job is to choose an emotion and name the time in Jesus' life when he felt that way. The team which correctly answers the most questions wins 50 points. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Don. Are you ready to play round 2? Ready. You'll be choosing from these emotions listed on the game board: loneliness, temptation, anger, grief, and betrayal. Since the boys are next, we'll start with Elliot.
Miss Rawson, I'll choose temptation.
Okay, name a time the Bible tells us that Jesus felt tempted.
When the devil approached him in the wilderness. Good answer.
Let's see if you're right. The answer is...
In the wilderness.
Yay! That's 10 points in another turn.
I'll try anger. And I'll say it was when Jesus drove the man changers from the temple. Good answer.
He had a good reason to be miffed then, didn't he? The answer is...
Cleansing the temple.
You're cooking with gas now. What'll it be?
I'll try betrayal. And I'll say it was when Peter denied him. Good answer.
The answer is... That would seem like a good answer, but since Jesus wasn't present when Peter denied him, we were looking for Judas's betrayal. Kelsey, it's your turn.
Finally, I'll choose loneliness and say that he must have felt that way at the crucifixion.
Good answer. Good answer.
The answer is...
In the garden.
In the garden is the answer we were looking for. If you'll remember, Jesus asked the disciples to stay awake and keep him company, but they all fell asleep and he was left alone. That brings things back to you, Elliot.
I'll choose pain, and I'll borrow Kelsey's answer and say that was what he felt at the crucifixion. Good answer.
The answer is...
Serving and crucifixion.
That's 10 points in another turn for you. And another chance for that 10 points if you can finish the round. Name a time the Bible tells us that Jesus felt grief.
It seems like he was sad when he got the news of Lazarus' death. Good answer.
So much so that the Bible tells us he wept. The answer is...
Lazarus' death.
That's 50 points for the boys. Yes, because of Jesus, God understands every emotions we have. Whether we win, whether we lose, whether we're happy, whether we're sad. No matter how you feel, God understands.
When you are lonely and feel afraid, God understands. God understands. Jesus was lonely and felt afraid, so God understands your heart. When you are tempted to go astray, God understands. God understands. Jesus was tempted to go astray, so God understands your heart. God is not blind, He's loving and kind, and He knows just how you feel. He became man so He understands and knows everything you feel. When you are lonely and feel afraid, God understands. God understands. When you are tempted to go astray, God understands your heart. God understands. God understands. God understands your heart.
That's just one of the many promises the Bible tells us about. And we'll be back with more after this commercial message.
Okay, we're off the air. Richard, great job. Makeup, let's take care of his shiny nose, okay? Oh, yeah, Yes, you look gorgeous, Richard. Contestants, you're super. Keep up that energy. But studio audience, come on. We're on national television. I got to have more enthusiasm from you, more applause, more expression. Look, are you glad to be here?
Yeah!
Are you having fun?
Yeah!
Well, let's see it on your faces.
Joy in your heart, let your face know it is the place to show it. So come on and smile. If you feel good inside, tell your face about it. They will know without it. So come on and smile, smile, smile. You look so much better now, all together. Smile, smile. The happy words you sing won't mean anything if you don't smile. If there's joy in your heart, put your face. Know it is the place to show it. So come on and smile. If you feel good inside, tell your face about it. They won't know without it. So come on and smile, smile, smile. You look so much better now, all together. Smile, smile. The happy words you sing won't mean anything if you don't smile. So smile. Come on and smile.
10 seconds. Places. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We're back, and lovely Meryl Carroll is going to get us up to date on the score.
The teams are tied 50-50, Richard.
Thank you, Meryl. Well, that can change quickly in round 3 of the Bible Tells Me So show.
That's right, Richard. The show is still young. And in this round, our contestants will have the opportunity to earn big points. The Bible tells us that God forgives and that God understands. And now we're going to look at the promise that God answers prayer. In this round, our studio audience will give our contestants a musical quiz on people in the Bible whose prayers were answered by God. Every correct answer yields 10 points. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Don. Are you ready for round 3?
Ready, ready.
This woman prayed and prayed that she would have a son. Oh Lord, just give me one, a fine and healthy son. Isaac came along when she was 91. Tell me, who was it?
Sarah.
A king had a hunch that he was gonna die. He pushed God on high, oh Lord, don't let me die. God said, I'll let 15 years to your goodbye. Tell me, who was it?
Hezekiah. God answers prayer. God answers prayer. It's just one of the many ways to show how much He cares. God answers prayer. God answers prayer. God answers prayer.
This disciple was put in a prison cell, and yeah, he knew so well the church's prayers would help. An angel came along, the chains were bound and fell. Tell me, who was it?
Peter.
This righteous man had every problem you could face, but he sinned his place and trusted in God's grace. And all his patience were his fortunes were replaced. Tell me, who was it?
Job. God answers prayer. God answers prayer. It's just one of the many ways that shows how much He cares. God answers prayer. God answers prayer. God answers
This prophet made his prayers in great detail, for he was in a jail inside a smelly well. That caused the fish to spit him out to tell his tale. Tell me, who was it?
Jonah.
The special man was doing what he had to do, and as he prayed he knew his time on earth was through. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Tell me, who was it?
Jesus.
Meryl Carroll, what's our score?
Well, Richard, we cannot tell who's the smartest in this game because they each gained 30 points, and now they are tied 88.
Well, let's see if we could break that tie in round 4 of the Bible Tells Me So show.
Mr. A, this is the tic-tac-toe round, where we'll be dealing with questions pertaining to the Bible promise that God provides. For every correct answer, our contestant earns a square and another question. For every incorrect answer, the square goes to their opponent. 3 squares in a row, and their team earns 50 points. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Don. Are you ready for round 4?
Ready. Wait a minute, I can't do this. I get too nervous. I can't think.
Maybe you should try praying. It worked for all those people in the Bible.
It's no use. You'll just have to send someone else.
Just do your best. That's all God asks you to do. You gotta give it a try. You can't give up.
Question under the Bible promise God provides, What birds provide food for Elijah while he was hiding in the wilderness?
Ravens.
Good answer. Good answer.
That's right. That earns you an X on the middle square of our tic-tac-toe board. Which square will you play for next?
The upper left, please. Upper right, please.
For the upper right square, where did Samson get the honey he ate on the road to Timnath?
In a carcass of a lion.
Good answer. Good answer.
That's right, for another X. You now have 2 squares. For the third square and 50 points, where did Adam and Eve get their clothing made of skins?
They killed an animal in the garden.
Good answer. Good answer.
Sorry, but God made them. That means that square gets an O. And the next question goes to your opponent. Elijah, you now have the lower left square. Which square will you play now?
The middle left square.
What did Elijah tell the widow of Zarephath who would not run out during the drought?
Her water.
Good answer. Good answer.
I'm sorry, it was her meal and oil supply. That means that square gets an X for the girls. Now for the third square and another chance for that 50 points. Are you ready?
Ready.
In Matthew chapter 8, Jesus used 2 examples from nature to encourage people not to worry. What were they?
The birds of the air and the lilies of the field.
Good answer. Good answer.
That's right, for 50 points!
You were great.
I'll say, those were hard questions, especially that last one.
No, that was the easy one. Everyone knows the skinny bird scripture.
The what?
The Skinny Bird Scripture.
I know the question sounds a bit absurd, but the birdies when they fly never hang their heads and cry. Wondering will the feed, will they find the seed they need? Have you ever seen naked flower? You can figure out for about an hour and fire lies like the birds in the skies. Never have a care whether what you're going or where. Have you ever been the least depressed? For everyone, I'm sure the answer's yes. Well, remember what you heard about the flowers and the birds, and trust in God instead for whatever lies ahead.
Yes, God does provide. And now he's going to provide for the rest of our show with the word from our sponsors.
Whew, and we're clear. Studio audience, that was much better. Keep those smiles up. You look great. Makeup, let's dust Richard's nose again. I'm still getting a shine. Don't worry, Awesome. You still look great. Contestants, hang in there. Remember, boys, this is your last chance to pull ahead.
Time will tell. We will win this game. We will win this game. We will win this game. Time will tell. We will beat you. We will. No, you won't. We will beat you. We will. No, you won't. We will beat you. We will. No, you won't. We will beat you. We will. No, you won't. We will beat you. Defeated for good. You wouldn't do good. Who's gonna win this game? Who's gonna win this game? Who's gonna win this game? Time will tell. We will win this game. We will win this game. We will win this game. Time will tell. Time will tell the word that we are great. We'll demonstrate that we are the first rate. Time will tell the word that we are best. We're the best of all the best. Who's gonna win this game? Who's gonna win this game? Who's gonna win this game? Time will tell. We will win this game. We will win this game. We will win this game. Time will tell. Time will tell. Time will tell that we're victorious. We'll win, and in the end, we'll win once again. Time will tell.
10 seconds to air. Places. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We're back from the final stretch of the Bible Tells Me So show. But before we start, let's go to Merrill Carroll at our scoreboard and see where we stand.
The girls did great last round, and now they are leading 130 points to 80.
Thank you, Merrill. Let's see if that changes in round 5 of the Bible Tells Me So show.
That's right, Richard. Not only does the Bible tell us that God forgives, understands, answers prayer, and provides for us, but God also protects us. That's our Bible promise for this round, and in it, our contestants will be trying to identify a specific Bible person whom God protected. Richard has the name of that person, and the contestants will question him to find out who it is. Identify the person correctly, and your team earns 50 points. Stump Richard in the process, and earn another 50 points. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Don. All right, this is the round where you get a chance to stump the host. Ready?
Ready.
I have the name of an Old Testament person who is protected by God.
Is it the man who was saved from the flood? Good question, good question.
No, it's not Noah.
Is it the man that was protected from the lions?
Good question, good question.
No, it's not Daniel.
Is it the boy who was saved from the giants? Good question, good question.
No, it's not Daniel.
Is it the teenager that was safe in the fiery furnace?
No, it's not Shadrach, Meshach, or Abednego. Whew.
Mr. Awesome, this one will get you. Is it King Saul's crippled grandson? Good question, good question.
Oh boy. Wait a minute. Uh-oh. I got it. No, it's not Mephibosheth. Whew.
Okay, I got it. Is it the baby that was protected in the bulrushes?
Yes, it's Moses.
take him from the reeds, I'll raise him as my son indeed.
God will protect His children, there's no need to be afraid. God will protect His children, that promise He has made.
As Moses grew, he was aware his people just could not stay there. He plagued the king with frogs and blood, but that old Pharaoh would not budge. So all of Egypt God did smite, but God spared all the Israelites. He passed right over them, and so Pharaoh said, "You all can go."
God will protect His children, there's no need to be afraid. God will protect His children, that promise He has made.
With cloud by day and fire by night, Moses led them, what a sight! Millions of them all were fed with manna cakes and manna bread. Wandering through the wilderness, traveling on their exodus, till they reached the big Red Sea, and all the rest was history.
God will protect His children, there's no need to be afraid. God will protect His children, that promise He has made. God will protect His children, there's no need to be afraid. God will protect His children, that promise He has made. That promise He has made. That promise He has made. Hey!
Well, it's time for the final question. But before we start, let's go to Merrill Carroll at our scoreboard and see what the score is.
This is the most exciting game ever. And once again, the teams are tied, 130 points each.
Well, this is unusual, but we'll have the opportunity to break that tie with our final question of the Bible Tells Me So show.
Richard, we've discovered 5 very important promises in the Bible. We've learned that God forgives, God understands, God answers prayer, God provides, and God protects. All of these promises, plus the many other promises in the Bible, are just a part of the greatest message the Bible has for us. Our final question is, with all these promises in mind, what is the greatest message in the Bible? The contestant with the correct answer will earn 50 points and win the game.
Aren't you forgetting something?
Oh, back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Don. Contestants, are you ready to answer the final question?
Ready.
With all the Bible promises in mind, what is the greatest message in the Bible? I'm afraid you both rang at the same time. Does this mean you both know?
Sure, that's the easiest question we've asked. Why don't you tell him, Kelsey? Sure,
I know God has said He will always provide. It's a promise His word imparts. I know that He felt everything that I feel, for God understands my heart. I know He will listen, that God answers prayer. It's just one of many ways that He cares. You think doing all this would be enough, but He did something greater to show His love.
I know God loves me. He sent His Son, His love to show. I know God loves me. He loves me this I know. Jesus came to tell me so.
Well, Meryl, we've come to the end of our game, and now it's time to reveal the winning team.
Richard, I'm so glad to announce the winner is
Well, it just goes to show you that with all the promises like these, everyone's a winner on the Bible Tells Me So show.
Promises for me, promises for you. The Bible is a book of promises, every word is true. Stories that you read are stories to believe, and through them God's made promises, and He will always keep His promises. Every word is spoken, our promises, never to be broken. His promises, take the time to read them. His promises, made for me and you, made for me and you. God made them, He won't break them. There is promises for me and you.
And that concludes our Bible Tells Me So show. So I am extremely proud, as I know you are. The kids did a great job, and I just think they deserve another round of applause. This is a time that's a little more difficult for me, and next year's going to really, really be hard. But this year we have one young man that is moving up to the teen group. And this is Ben. Ben has been helping us for several years. Mr. Ben is a true volunteer. He loves to help out, and he helps me enormously. Great job with putting furniture away, and he does, and I never have to ask him. He just volunteers all the time. And I am going to miss Ben, so I just wanted to give him a little graduation gift. Dearly love you. I'll see ya. All right. I think that's it. Y'all good? All right. One more time. We're going to take a bow, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3.
As a church and as a kids choir, like to just say a thank you to you. And so this is from us as parents and the church as a whole.
If you want to take pictures, feel free. Thank you.